Hey everybody, it's Scott, and today I'm here to talk about cleansings and blessings. Um, if you ever participated in an online or in-person event with the Temple of Witchcraft, with Christopher Pensack, with one of our ministers and teachers, or maybe even through another online event or group, you probably encountered one or both of these techniques because there's a lot of ways to affect them and they look different. Cleansing or purifying is what it sounds like. It's the act of making clean. In the temple, we may do this prior to and or within ritual spaces to rid ourselves of what doesn't serve, and usually with the intent to make the space prime for whatever it is that our magical get-together is for, make the space good for our intentions. I like to think of the practice as tidying up, preparing myself, or preparing the space. I personally consider cleansing a form of magical maintenance and self-care. In my experience, regular cleansing, when used mindfully, improves my mindset and my magical operations. Everyone may have different techniques and different ways of doing it. I think the way that I like to approach it is landing on what works for you and then following through with it. So when you find a good cleansing technique, use it. I like to encourage my students to try out various techniques. So find the right rhythm and then conduct regular cleansings for themselves and their spaces. And if it's not something that they already do, like this is a new practice for them, see what the results are over a period of time. We can conduct cleansings in a variety of ways. So in each of the levels of the mystery school, we learn different techniques. For example, some of them in Witchcraft 1, the Inner Temple, we learned the use of light and empowered magical symbols with, like a spell chant for it to affect it. Later in the mystery school, you learn additional techniques such as the burning of certain plants, resins, herbs, trees, the use of salt and water, vibratory names and gestures, and other fun and fantastic techniques. While they all do similar things, cleanse, some of them are better at cleansing certain things for you than others. But I think, the more that you know, the more you have in your tool belt, the better off you are, right? Because it's a path of knowledge. I think the standard technique that we learn in the temple is a simple act of gesture and statement. And it's a spell, right? Where we move our hands through our auric field or our energy field to release what doesn't serve. We give ourselves balance and clearance. And then we make statements about balance with ourselves, the universe, and the world. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you. What I usually do, as I've been taught, is I take my hands, I put them together, I kind of flip them over the back of my head and neck, and I sweep them over the front of me, and I release all that does not serve. I give myself balance and clearance. And I sweep that energy down into the earth, and then I go again. I'm in balance with myself. I am in balance with the universe. I'm in balance with the world. So it's a very simple technique, but I think it's powerful, especially when used repeatedly. I've used it in various ritual spaces, sometimes with maybe the burning of herbs or after a strong ritual or spell with other people. It's a great way to balance and clear ourselves. So blessings, which is the other thing I'm here to talk to you about today, blessings may or may not be what it sounds like, depending on where you're at in the world and what you know. Because we all grew up differently and we may have different definitions of the word. So when I say blessing, I mean a charged intention. The charge or blessing can be an elemental thing, fire, earth, air, water. It can be an overarching deity thing, great goddess, God, great spirit. And it could even be a specific blessing from a specific deity. It can be you bringing up energy from your heart, from the land, down from the moon and the stars, and bringing that into focus, right? So for me as a witch, it's a statement that blesses the intention. I would like to invite in what I'd like to occur, with the charge of whatever power I'm calling upon. So if you think about the way you've charged a candle, or after you've created a magical space or named the work or cast the spell, we have taken the charge of energy and blessed it with a use. When you think about blessings, you can see how maybe important cleansings are. If blessings charge the space, candles, herbs, spells, I find it important to have cleansed the space of anything that doesn't serve that blessing to make it more powerful and as aligned as possible. Because in the end, why are we doing magic? That's the question I like to ask myself repeatedly, and I hope maybe you are encouraged to do too, but it's generally to make something occur in the world, right? That may be healing, that could be personal growth, it could be protection, it could be wealth, it could be a lot of things, considering the blessings are some of the tools we can use to help make our magic manifest most effectively. So, the next time you have a shiny new stone, you have some lovely herbs, you're cleansing your space, you're putting your candle, whatever it is that you're bringing together, think about this. How cleansing is priming the way, tidying up to bring in the best charge and blessing for you, what you'd like to occur, right? Right. So I hope you enjoyed this small talk from me at the Sagittarius Ministry in the Temple of Witchcraft. My name is Scott Smith, and I'd like to thank you for watching, and blessed be. Bye, everybody.